guys like today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe down below. I would greatly appreciate it. Morning guys, so today we're going to work on mixing up our soybean infurrow and soybean starter. I imagine because of the way we have this planned, that infurrow tank in the trailer is going to stay empty, at least as far as we've got planned right now. So I imagine we will mix up some of the corn infurrow, and I got word this morning also that our custom applicator is going to go ahead and start spreading some of our dry fertilizer today. So we told him to go ahead and start on the big irrigator field and work his way around then, because that way when it comes time to plant, hopefully in the next few days here, that field is already been spread then. So first thing this morning, Dad and I are going to go over and hook up the planter and make sure everything looks good on that, and also look at some of the orifices on it, because we do need to switch the orifices on it for the soybean starter that we're going to run. So we're going to head over to our house and get the 4650 hooked up to the planter then. Dad's gonna make sure that all the cylinders on the planter back there are even, and I'm working on making sure all the varieties are on the 2020. Looks like we need to calibrate the TCM on the 3000 globe. We'll do that later. And I still need to go through all the guidance lines on the 2630 yet on this one, and as you can see, it's still set up for the combine, but later I'll get that set up for the 4650 and the planter then. We got a customer coming over with his wagon to come and get some seed, and I'm going to pull this around here. Can I fit past here with the sprayer here? Yes, I can. Good deal. So he's going to come over here with his wagon, and we're going to get him loaded up with some beans, and then we're going to take the 8530 over and get the drill hooked up to it. Later I'm going to get the auto steer put back on this and work on getting both the monitors set up on the 4650 and the 8530 here. Okay, so I found all his beans. It's just up to him on exactly how much he wants to take and dump in his wagon then. Well, that shot the afternoon. So, Dad and Amanda are taking the infurrow tank over to our house, and we're going to double check everything on the planter, make sure everything on the planter is working as it should. And I'm going to take the 8530 over and get the drill all hooked up and ready to go. And eventually here, in the next day or so, I need to crawl under that thing and grease the entire thing and get that pretty much ready to go. We rebuilt it last year, so that's pretty much all I need to do to it this year, is just go around and grease everything, and that thing should be good to go. needs a hydraulic hose adapter and a GPS unit, and that one's ready to go. And that one needs a couple software files, and that one is all set and ready to go. So today, since it's pretty much not fit to spray, actually about a half hour ago, it was, can't really say it was raining, I can't really say it was snowing, it was kind of like ice. So this morning, Dad and I are gonna go over to Malden and see about getting some fertilizer to mix the soybean starter up. So we're gonna need about 800 gallon of thiazole and about 1,300 and some gallon of 1034O for the corn mix, for the corn infurrow. And we're gonna work on getting the infurrow mix for the soybeans done today, the infurrow mix for the corn done today, the soybean starter done today, and later, not today, but eventually here, we'll get the corn starter around, which is basically us just calling up co-alliance and getting a load of that in. So today it's pretty much, since it's not fit to spray, working on getting all the, or most of the fertilizer around for planting. Should be, yep. I think go around this way. Wow, this is pretty cool. I guess you can come off 49 over there and come in. So door number 1. Wow. So we're gonna put the 800 gallon of thiazole in this tank and the 1,300 gallon of 1034O in that back tank back there. So both of these are 2,800 gallon tanks. That's our 1,550 cone bottom tank, and that's the 60 gallon inductor tank. I'll go over this whole tender setup later today for you guys.
Go ahead and shut it. All right, go ahead and open that other one.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while. Yeah. So this infurrow tank can hold 1,550 gallon. What we're gonna do is the soybean starter, we're gonna run 4 gallon of thiazole, but we're gonna put that on at 12 gallons to the acre. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut that with water. So we're gonna have 4 gallon of thiazole and 8 gallon of water to get the 12 gallons to the acre for the pump on the planter. So right now there's 800 gallon of thiazole in there, and we need about 1,600 gallon of water to get that up to the 2,400 gallon that we need for roughly 200 acres of beans. So that tank can hold 1,550 gallon, so we're gonna fill that one completely full with water from the spray tender. That spray tender has two 1,550 gallon tanks and a 1,600 gallon tank in the back, so roughly 4,500, 4,600 gallon of water there. So we're gonna pull water from there, fill that tank completely full, pump that over into there, and then get the infurrow trailer to measure out 50 gallon from the spray tender and put into there. That's just for the soybean starter. So while I'm waiting for this to fill, I'll go ahead and give you a rundown of the pump layout here. So we got our 3-inch John Blue electric start pump here, and our 2-inch High Pro Honda pump there. So if we leave this valve closed, leave that valve open, and open that valve, we can draw from either tank depending on which valve we have open inside the tender. And if we close that valve, open that valve back there, and keep that valve closed and open this one, we can pump back into the tanks then. We also put an air purge valve here, so to protect the seals on the pump, we close this valve off, open the air valve, and it'll blow out the whole fertilizer hose then. So this is our 2-inch pump. This is what we'll use for infurrow then. Not quite as complex as the other one, but basically if we leave that valve open back there on the bottom, we can pump into the bottom. And if we shut that valve and open that valve there, we can actually recirculate it, which is what we wanted for the infurrow tank, so we can recirculate this infurrow and keep it in suspension. In the trailer here, we have a 60-gallon inductor tank with the manifold set up back here for the 2,800-gallon tanks. So that one goes back to the back 2,800-gallon tank, and this one goes obviously right here to this 2,800-gallon tank. The reason why we have the 60-gallon inductor is mostly for side dressing. That way we can induct, say, micronutrients into our side dress mix and induct that right into the applicator then. We might end up using this to induct products into our starter. If we want to try certain products in our starter, then we have the option to induct it right into our starter blend then as it goes out to the planter. So that's basically what this area is going to be for, is going to be storage for micronutrient products or other products that we're going to induct into our fertilizer blends. We also have a 30-gallon water tank back here. This is just so we can clean filters when we need to, and also wash our hands when we need to wash our hands. Well, I guess we're getting some seed because XPO just pulled in, so time to go unload them. So what we ended up getting, we got quite a few bags of 1213 and plot seed, and the reason why is because that is what is only what we're able to get now for 1213, because that is a new variety, and plus that is what we're going to plant over there on the 40 acres. What used to be wheat, or well, currently is still wheat, but we're going to terminate that and plant corn on that. So. And we wanted to plant 1213 on there, so since 1213 is a new variety, we're only able to get plot seed for that, so that's why we ended up getting a whole bunch of plot seed. So we got 450 gallon of water. 50 of that still needs to go in the soybean starter tank to get that up from 2,350 gallon to 2,400 gallon. And the rest of the 400 gallon of water goes in the corn infurrow mix. The corn infurrow mix has 1,300 gallon of 1034O, 257.5 gallon of infurrow, and 400 gallon of water. So then not all of that is going to fit in the infurrow tank, so we'll take 500 of that out and put between two 250 gallon totes, and the balance of whatever's left we'll just put in that infurrow cone bottom tank. So right now we're pumping the corn infurrow from the 2,800 gallon back there into the 1,550. We already got both of those totes full, so the balance of that will all go in there. Alright, so we've got the corn infurrow mix all mixed up and the soybean starter all mixed up. The cone bottom tank has about 1,350 gallon in it, and the two totes have about 600 gallon between the two of them. So that will cover the bases for the infurrow for the corn, and there's 2,400 gallon of soybean starter, front 2,800 gallon tank. So that's all ready to go. So basically all we need to do now is get the soybean infurrow mix mixed up, which we will do the day we start planting those beans, which all it's going to take is mixing water and the infurrow together to get that out to 3 gallon, because we're putting that on at about 24 ounces to the acre for the infurrow mix itself. And the whole mix, to get it out to 3 gallon per acre, we got to cut that with water to get the 24 ounces out to 3 gallon. We will do that on the day we start planting those beans. And right now, Dad and I are headed over to our house, and I'm going to work on getting the drill hooked up. I got the hydraulic hose fitting I need for the one hose, and I've got the data stick for both the 8530 and the 4650. Get both of those 2630s set up and ready to roll. Add some more varieties onto the 2020 monitor, and all the monitors are good to go. I'm probably going to end up pulling the drill out and make sure everything is set up on that, and get all the hydraulics programmed for that and set correctly. And that way all I have to do then is get the thing pulled out and greased, which I may run back to the farm. I should have thought of that, is grab the grease gun, and that way if I do decide to pull the thing out today, to crawl under that and grease it all. That way that's done and ready to go. That way we can just get that backed in the shed and be done with it. But I imagine since it looks like it's going to rain, Dad's going to want to get the 4650 and the planter pulled in the shed also, because the 8530 is pretty much just hooked up to it except for one hose. So that's what's going on now. Good deal. Well, at least I got the monitor and the globe put on and pretty much the drill almost hooked up. But the fitting for the hose is in Dad's truck, and he had to run back and get a different air hose for over here. And I told him to go ahead and grab the fittings for the row cleaner. Some of them are broke on here, I remembered, so I'm gonna crawl under there and replace the 4 that need to be fixed. But I need to run back over to the farm because the data stick, the 2 files, the one for the 4650 and the one for the 8530, need to be unzipped, I remember, for the data transfer to export over. So I gotta go back over to the farm, go on the computer and unzip both of those files so the computers can recognize the files so they can be imported onto the monitors. So at least I can get the varieties for the beans put in on the 2020 until then, and then I can run back over, do that, and then go through and add those fittings and hopefully get both of these tractors ready to go today. Uh, 27. And there's the broken one. Alright, let's try this again. There we go, 4650. Yes. Good deal. About time. Sure, yellow. We'll do... Alrighty, that one's all set up except for calibrating the TCM. Well, I'm gonna call that good. We're close enough. Went through all the tire pressures on both the tractors and the planter and the drill. All of those are up to spec, and everything looks like it's pretty much ready to go except for greasing the drill and going through and checking all the seed cups on the drill and cleaning those out, because it looked like there was just a tad bit of rye in the cups yet, so we'll have to go through and clean those out. And once that is all done on the drill, both of these units are ready to rock and roll. So hopefully tomorrow, it sounds like tomorrow, it's supposed to be a pretty decent day, unlike today, even though today was supposed to be a pretty decent day, but who knows what tomorrow is going to bring. But hopefully it's a pretty decent day tomorrow and we get some spraying done. And then once we get some more burn down sprayed, it looks like if the weather holds true, Monday, we're hoping to start planting. We were hoping to start planting tomorrow, but just the way the weather's been and how much burn down we've gotten done, it looks like we're not going to be starting anytime tomorrow. So hopefully first part of next week we'll start planting, and eventually we'll get that little guy over there, that 530, over to the farm and put away in the shed, because the 4020 is going to be getting out and doing some planting this year. It's going to go behind the 4-row this year and do some sweet corn. So the first field that we're going to be planting is going to be the Irrigator 143, just on the other side of 1500 right there. And when we're going to start planting that is when I'm going to start doing the sweet corn. So I'll probably have about 4, maybe 5 plantings, just depending on how I space it out this year. And we'll just see how it goes this year. So, and head back to the farm, grab my iPad and do some stuff on my iPad, and hopefully tomorrow we can get some more burn down done. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.